Hello, everyone, and welcome to Painless Universal, a conversation with myself and Welsh. Today, we'll be talking about finding your joy through arts. A young lady based out in Nigeria will be telling me about how she found her own joy. Her art's work is very different, it tells a wonderful story when you look at it. And I wanted to find out, how does she express herself through her drawings? My guest today is Jekein, Lato-Unah. She's an artist born and bred in Lagos, Nigeria. She originally taught herself, but then decided to do formal training of art and get her own certificates in painting and performance art. She's currently studying law at University of Lagos. Her main interest seems to be expressing different basic human conditions within the borders of Nigeria. Her work is a response to the space based on interaction with her environment. She's known for reflecting on social issues and tries to use a thought-provocative manner to tell a wonderful story. I'm super excited and I can't wait for you all to meet her and understand her journey and see how she's overcome her challenges to be where she is now. To become a successful artist, open up a gallery in Nigeria. Let's meet Jekein. Well, hello everyone and welcome to Painless Universal, a conversation with myself and Welsh. I have Jekein here with me. As I said, she's an artist and she's also studying law. And we're asking her how she's balancing both sides of things and most importantly, how she found her passion in art. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing very well, thank you. You?
Where are you joining me from? I'm very well, thank you. Where are you joining me from?
Lagos, Nigeria.
Beautiful. I love Lagos. I think it's just an amazing place. It's a place for creativity. I believe it's such a vibrant, colorful place, and yeah, wonderful. So, I saw your artwork, and I was just so blown away, totally blown away by your use of art and everything. Before we get started, if someone is to ask you, who are you? How would you describe yourself?
I'm. I'd say I'm happy-go-lucky. that is the best way to describe me. I take life as it comes each day. You know, I'm always very excited. People tell me all the time that I have a very hyper personality. And that's because I don't really let things bother me too much, you know. I understand the way life works, how human beings are, so I take many things with a pinch of salt. So I'm very straightforward, easygoing. Yeah.
I love what you said. I understand how life works. I understand how human beings are. And I just take everything with a pinch of salt. I think that's the attitude everyone should abide by, because human beings will always be human beings. It doesn't matter how much you try to control them. It doesn't matter how much you try to teach them. It doesn't matter how much you try to love them. They'll always be who they are. So it's either you take them as they are or you just walk away. Wonderful
Yes.
way of describing things. I love that. I'll keep that with me. I'll keep that with me. You know, you're an artist. When did you find your passion in art? When did you know that this is something I truly want to do?
So in my family, like my mom, we have artists. So my sisters can paint as well. And when I was in kindergarten, my mom used to do a lot of the crafts for school, you know. So I picked it up from her. I would say I picked it up from her. And when I got into high school, we were studying geography, and my mom would always draw maps and all of that. So I definitely picked it up from her, you know. And after high school, I was kind of like evaluating, like, what do I want to do? Do I want to conform and, like, you know, study a course, you know, have a 9 to 5? But that wasn't really working for me because I like my freedom. I really like my freedom. I don't like being told what to do. So I said, let me take this up. I already enjoy making art. So let's see how far I can take it. And then I started posting my work on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and it just picked up. People really enjoyed my work. And I think that was the motivation I needed to move forward. It was already inbuilt. So I think I needed that motivation from other people and my loved ones to move forward. So yeah, it's always been in me.
So, art takes various shapes and forms, and you have a way of expressing yourself through art. I've seen some of your work. How did you decide this is the sector and this is the part of art I want to focus on?
Okay, so for many people just want to create, but I thought that it's okay to create. It's okay to just do what comes to your mind and play around with art. But I thought I could do both. I could do that, and I could also pass messages across.
Yes.
And being a woman, especially one living in Nigeria, which is really crazy with all that patriarchy and sexism, why not talk about these issues? Why not address them? Because I believe that most of us, most of the people I engage myself with, are working towards eradicating, patriarchy or dismantling it. So why not use how can I change the world in my own little way? And I'm an artist, so that's the easiest way for me to do that.
Yes, yes. And so, you know, I saw one of your expression arts. It talked about fear. I think it talked about how people see life through fear. And some of your artwork hasn't got you clearly draw a face, but you don't put the eyes, the mouth.
Yes.
And then some of it, the one I really want is there's a picture, and then you see it's either this, you could either say the image is disappearing because they're scattering up and it's scattering down, or you could say to yourself, I almost see it like the glass half full or half empty, depends how you look at it. Or you could say this is empty, everything is dissolving, or everything is coming together.
Assembling. Yes.
How did you come with those concepts?
So it was actually an idea from another artist. Her name is Michaela Latanzanio. So I saw her work and I reached out to her, because I felt strongly about the work and I really resonated with it. I told her, she does sculptures, right? So I told her that, I wanted to express myself with using, her idea. And she gave me the go ahead, and I worked on it and sent her pictures, and she loved it. So I posted it on social media, and everyone loved it as well. So when I was creating it, it was, for me, I was so emotional about that particular piece, and that's why I haven't even sold it up until now. It's like you said, you can see it in different ways. For some people, it's things coming apart. For others, it's things coming together. And in considering the life I've lived, things are not always perfect. We have many ups and downs, and that piece for me was finding myself. Everything I've learned from work, from art, from school, taking time out for myself and reassembling, reevaluating, get rid of fear. It's a valid emotion, but how well does it serve me? Yeah. And when I thought about it, I saw that everything is in my hands. I have the power to take my life through a certain course. So it's basically stop being afraid. Everything will realign. So that's what it was for me.
Well, for me, it was just it was coming together again. I love that. It was whatever pain you're going through is don't worry about it. The pieces are going to fit together. Just these little pain, don't worry too much about it. They will just fall into
Yes.
place. So that was how I
Yes.
saw it, and I just love that piece. It's such a beautiful one, a beautiful work you did. Um,
Thank you.
in the country you live in, there's so many people who do art. It's such a beautiful, though he hasn't taken off the way it's taken off in the Western world where I am currently. So many people here, art is such a highly priced item. How are you trying to make a difference, make your work truly stand out and make people appreciate the value of your work?
So I believe in affordable art. I believe that because what I've realized is the people who truly appreciate your work, everything has been commercialized, right? The people who truly appreciate your work cannot afford it. And I think that's not great. I don't buy into that. I feel like yes, your time, your skill should be appreciated. You should have some value to your work, but it should also be affordable. Art means different things to different people. Some people see it as investment only. They don't care about you as an artist. They don't care about the work. It's just, I know this is going to give me returns in 5 years. And that's what it is for them. Other people, it changes lives for them. I had people reach out to me during the lockdown. I had someone reach out to me saying that she lives alone. So her apartment was empty, and my piece of work was the only thing she had to see every day. And it got her through. And I really appreciated that because that's how people should react or feel towards art. It should get you going through the rough times. It should be pleasing for you to look at. So that's why I try to make it like average, price. I try not to go above a certain amount. I also I welcome negotiation. Some people can be ridiculous with the prices they offer, but I'm always open to it. We're all human beings. You tell me what works for you. I'll tell you what I can do about that. And I also offer installments because we're human beings. We know how life works.
Yeah.
You could say you want a painting today that is $3,000. Tomorrow, that money is gone. You no longer have it. So why can't I, as a fellow human being, make things easier for you?
That's right.
That's just how I feel, and that's how I've gotten through, and I have loyal clients because we see each other as human. So that's how it has worked for me so far.
And do you have for example, if someone wants to view your work in a studio, do you have a place where you do once a while you showcase your work? How do you showcase that?
So I've had shows in different parts of the world. Curators, galleries reach out to me. I submit my work sometimes and they get selected. So I ship them abroad. I have shows here locally, and then people can come to my studio. Visitors are always welcome to come visit and, look at what I have at the moment. So, yeah.
Okay. So what I'm trying to get, you said the work I love so much was influenced by one of another artist. Who are some of the other artists that has influenced your work in the way you've decided to focus? Normally, if in any direction you decide to go in, you always have someone who influences, someone you like and say, "Oh gosh, I really like this way this person is." Who are some of the influences you've been looking at?
Oh, that would be Toyin Oji Odutola.
Ah, nice.
Do you know her?
No, I've heard the
I think
name,
you
but
should
I
look her up. She's really amazing.
oh,
She's really amazing, and she's also Nigerian. I think Nigerian American. Yes, but yeah, she's Nigerian, and I'm super inspired by her work. I cannot wait to meet her. I hope I do get to meet her in my lifetime. And Marina Abramovich. She's a performance artist. And I'm also into performance art, but I haven't really taken off yet. I'm still working on paintings. In a couple years, I would launch into the performance art world. So I really really look up to her and I admire her work so much. I think she's very brave and brilliant.
So tell me about some of your major things you would classify as achievements with your work, because obviously you've done quite a bit, but what would you say these are something I'm really looking at? I can't believe I got to this stage.
I think it's I don't know. I mean, achievements. Everything is an achievement to me. That's how I see it. I don't really view life like that. I mean, for my CV and, for a bio, I would include those. But speaking like this, it's really everything, from getting people to engage me and my work on social media. I really appreciate that. And I've come to realize that there's artists who don't get that engagement. There's artists who don't have people tell them how their work makes them feel. That, as little as it is, it's huge for me. It's really huge because I'm in a world of my own. I'm creating every other day. I have things going on in my own head. And for people to tell me that, oh, this is how this made me feel, or spot things in my thinking that I didn't even see before, I'm really grateful for that. And those to me are small wins, but wins all the same. And then I've had, companies, really big companies, reach out to me to create work for them. So yes, that would be an achievement. I've won several awards for my art, And then I think the greatest one for me right now would be having the opportunity to mentor young female artists across the world. I've had to mentor female artists, from Tokyo, from South Africa, from Somalia. So I think that's really great. And the fact that I have that impact, I'm pleased with that. So right now in 2021, I think that's my biggest achievement. Being able to inspire.
That is massive. I mean, you started off very humbly. I'm not much, but I'm sorry, you've achieved so much. I think this is one of the reasons I'm having this conversation with you, not just because of the way your art tells a story, but also your achievement, which is massively. And also, you're also going on to study. You're studying law right now, so that's a massive achievement. Balancing.
I will be done this year.
Not easy. In your bio, what really fascinates me is that you are interested in the collective experience of women. You talk about it. So how do female students react as you teach them? You just said now that you mentor them. How do they react when you start teaching them this is how to do things and not what?
Okay, so first of all, I try to figure out where their head is at the moment, how they see life. Are they feminist or not? Because that's very important to me. It would be very hard for me to engage someone who is not. I do it, but it would be very hard because that's times two. My work is already towards that direction. So if you don't see what I'm seeing, it will be hard for us to relate in general, because I have students, make some very sexist remarks. And I'm like, you're a woman. How can you view yourself in this light? Yeah. So I try to figure that out first before I proceed with, my way of teaching. And so it's very straightforward for me. Do you have a message you want to pass across? If you do, list them out. I would like to see them. So if you have 20 topics you want to talk about, we try to explore. How do you feel about this? And we write it down. Ideas. How can you channel this into a painting? Do you want it to be subtle? Do you want it to be immediately, recognizable or understandable? When people see it, they're like, oh yes, this is definitely what it is. Or do you want them to take a guess? I'm like, I'm not sure what it's about, or I think it's this. I think that's like the easiest way, because they don't take this picture, replicate it or duplicate it, show me how you can translate this picture into a painting, but not how do you feel about the world? How do you feel about your environment? You know, what can you produce that is addressing this issue? It's not my fault to address issues, but that is my focus at the moment. And I'm going to teach you the basics, but we must also get to this part of art, because the way the world is right now, many people are looking for messages. They're looking for meaning.
Yes.
So it's okay to create things without meaning, because human beings will always find meaning to it. But you as a person, you as a human being, as an artist, what do you have to offer? What else are you speaking about? Is this a family issue? Did you have issues with your childhood? Did you grow up in foster homes? Do you want to address that? Are there things about the foster system you don't appreciate? How do you want to change that? And to change that, you must speak about it. You may not have the power to do more than that, but that alone is very powerful. Yeah. So I try my best to let them know that. And it always comes out really great for them, because it helps them with the applications, you know, when they're applying for residencies and, you know, exhibitions. And yeah, it goes really far for them.
Because to mentor people is always very difficult, and I love how you just, you know, very honestly said, I like it's better for me if we connect on some kind of level, because it's just no point in going that direction. I'm trying to tell you something and you're just not getting it because my views are totally opposite from your views. And it's very, very true. And it's something people who take on saying they want to mentor people, they don't take that on, and then they say, oh, I can't mentor this person. But you should have understood the difference at the beginning, rather than make the work a little bit harder. You are also a law student, and you said you'll be done soon, and you have to balance the artwork. How would you? One of the key things is, you know, we talk about balance. Is it okay? Are people able to balance life? You know, people, mothers, women. If you have kids, can you balance work? You're balancing two different parts of life. I mean, one is a law degree, totally different, and another one is being creative. Although you use creativity in law to solve law problems, how have you been able to balance both?
It didn't start off easy for me, particularly because of my parents. They were really focused on me finishing. They're like, do whatever you want after you graduate. And I told them, I think I can do both. I really think I can do both, you know. But obviously my GP dropped in the beginning, but then when I figured it out, it came back up. So I had no problems with that. And then when they saw the money coming in, they did not have any problem with it. They didn't have any problem with it. But I make sure things don't clash. Like, so every time, most times I've gotten opportunities, we're during exams. So I just have to forfeit whatever opportunity and focus on school. I've gotten it already. I won. I just cannot attend at the moment. And that's okay. I know that since I've been able to achieve this, it's not a problem moving forward. So even if it's 3 years, 4 years time, I can always, you know, get more opportunities like that, because I know what I'm bringing to the table, and, you know, I understand the way the art world works. So it hurts, but I check my schedule. You know, I'm free from the 12th to the 20th. And then I try to do whatever I can. If I have to go visit another artist, or I have to go for shows to support other artists, I make sure everything falls there. And then from the 21st, I know I'm back in school studying or doing tests. And yeah, it's worked so far. It's worked for me, really. It's not so hard. I think if you're determined, it works.
Yeah. Like, what's your message of hope? Because other young artists will be looking at you and saying, wow, she did this. I can't believe she made it work. She's becoming she's well known now. She's selling art. She's also studying. She's a mentor. You know, you're doing so much. What's your message of hope to others who are looking to follow you in your footsteps?
I would say always ask for advice. You know, however way you're feeling, always speak to other artists about it or people in your field. Find someone, maybe not be so direct, but people react differently. I'm a very straightforward person. So if you message me asking me for advice, I would answer you. Other people might feel like, that's rude and stuff, and they would not respond. But I think maybe if you go through people, if you follow people for some time, you would know how they react to certain things. But it's very important to ask for advice because you may not follow it, but at least ask, right? Yes. I did that a lot. I always asked questions, even though I didn't agree with them. I just wanted to know what that person thought, or if they were maybe not always artists, but maybe curators. That's why I go for shows. Go for other artist shows. You mingle. You must mingle with other artists. You must meet people in the art world because those are the people that will take you forward. Right? You cannot do it yourself. Right? You need them. I don't mingle so much, and I know what I have achieved. So imagine if I was out every day. So ask for advice. Go for shows. Your friend shows, artists you don't know, within your city. Follow pages that update you on shows that weekly, monthly. Make time and attend some of those shows. When you meet people and you talk about your work, people follow you, push you forward, encourage you to do more. And you need that. It's very important. And if possible, join art groups. I have a small art group for female Nigerian artists. We're about 20 in the group, and we just share opportunities with each other. We ask each other for advice, and it really helps because sometimes you need that motivation, you need that push. You're not always feeling 100. You need people who understand what you're going through to push you forward. So, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I think and they always say your network is your net worth. So I think I've come to realize that it's either you sit home and just utilize the small equipment you have, or you go out there, meet people, and see how people could add value to your work. And I really appreciate what you've just said. Before I let you go, is there any work, and if people want to contact you, how do they contact you to buy some of your lovely work? And
my Instagram, my email. If you go to my Instagram, my email is there. You could send me a DM as well. I would respond at any time. I'm always up. So from my Instagram, you get my email, you get my website. You can DM me as well.
And yeah, you could go there and you see all her work. And I must say they're truly amazing. I'm negotiating. I have to get one of her piece artwork because it's just phenomenal. Thank you so much, Jekein. I hope I said the name properly. I tried my best. And you know what? On her Instagram page, she actually puts it in there. So you figure out how to spell her names. It's so unique. Well, thank you so much and have fun. Enjoy Lagos. We'll definitely be in touch because I'm still talking to you about my artwork. So thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much.
Take care.
I had a good time.